Good afternoon to everyone. We are into the success story, and we have Manohar with us. Hi, Manohar. Am I audible?
Hello, sir. You are audible. Sir, your video is stuck.
All right. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you so much, Manohar, for joining in. I know you are busy, but thanks so much for giving us time for the success story as such. So,
Mm.
Manohar, a quick introduction about yourself.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you for giving this opportunity to introduce about myself. My name is Manohar. I am from Visakhapatnam. I have completed my graduation at Kite College in Kakinada, and I have interest on data analytics field. So after my graduation, I decided to start my career as a data analyst, and so that I have taken certified data analyst course at DataMites. And I have done three projects during my internship period. And at present, I am working as an intern data analyst at a Roombr company. That's all about myself. Thank you.
Great to know. No, thank you so much. You're a fresher, right?
Yes, I am fresh. Yes.
So, how did you find, learning experience from the DataMites as such?
Sir, first I have searched in Google which is the best institute for data science and data analytics. DataMites has came in second or third position, and I have inquired all the institutes by calling, by doing callings and all the things. And I found that this is the correct place, so I have joined in this institute.
All right. So, what did you say, Manohar? What was your background? You were engineer BTech
Yes, sir. CSC.
from computer science.
Mm.
So, any specific reason that you chose data analyst over data scientist? Because since you're from CS, you must be having the coding knowledge.
Yes, sir. But I am not having good coding knowledge, sir.
All right.
So to avoid that, I have chosen data analytics field, sir. Uh, Here we have less coding, sir, when compared to other fields like Java full stack or Python full stack. So I have chosen this field, and this is a booming field also. That's why.
Okay. That's correct. That's correct. The data analyst or data scientist or anything which relates with data is having much more greater market as compared to anything else. When you gave your interview, what kind of questions they asked?
Yes, sir, they have asked some basic questions on Power BI, like what is the difference between the Power BI and the Power BI desktop and Power BI service. And they have asked what is Power Core editor and how can we clean the data, how can we remove the null values, and all these basic questions they have asked, sir. And in the second interview, they have asked how can we extract the data from the websites or online resources.
All right. So you're currently working as an intern, right?
Yes, sir.
What kind of tool you're using?
At present, I am using Excel, sir. Their requirement in the requirement they have asked Power BI, but at present I'm working in Excel.
Oh, you're currently working with the Excel. Oh, that's
Excel.
good because Excel is one of the most advanced tool actually. People often do not give emphasis to Excel, but you
Yes,
can
sir.
do a lot many work with the Excel. Even
Whatever we can do in Power BI, that we can do in Excel, sir. But at some point of time, the data it won't support in Excel, sir. But in Power BI, it will support a huge data, sir.
a huge amount of data. That's
Yes.
correct. That's correct. So in the interview, did they try to ask you any coding question?
No, sir. Other interviews I have attended, sir. They have asked some SQL queries, sir. I used to write them in front of them. Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. So since you said, because anyways, I was coming to it about the SQL, how do you find how much important is SQL for a data analyst?
It is very, very important, sir. Everyone in every job application they are asking SQL is mandatory, and any of the tools like Power BI, Tableau, Excel, any of the tools we can get anything, no problem, sir. But SQL is mandatory thing.
Yes, SQL is very mandatory. So you almost faced the SQL questions in whatever interviews that you have given.
Yes, sir.
What's the level of question? Are they asking very tough questions, basic, intermediate?
They have asked intermediate and basic, sir. As I am a fresher, like they have asked how they have asked they have asked me to write the queries like to delete a particular column or to delete all the values in a particular column, but the column should not be deleted. like that, and they have asked what is the difference between rank and dense rank, and how to find the duplicate values, like that they have asked some questions.
All right. So it's actually an intermediate kind of uh,
Intermediate kind of.
questions where they have asked. That's good. So SQL is very so being a data analyst, since you said that, of course, you are currently working with the Excel, but according to the circumstances, you might be asked to work in any other technologies as well, like Power BI or Tableau, anything like that. So
Yes, sir.
being a data analyst, which are the core concept that one should always remember?
Sorry, I didn't get your points.
Being a data analyst, what are the core tools and concepts or the area like Excel is very important, right? What
Yes.
else is very important?
SQL is very important, sir. And Power BI, Tableau, in both Power BI I will prefer. Tableau, it is okay, but data cleaning, I don't know in Tableau, sir, but in Power BI, I know everything, data cleaning and all the things. Uh, SQL and Power BI is okay, sir.
Okay. So SQL, Power BI, Tableau.
And
Did you,
Python, in Python, there are some libraries like Pandas. It is very, very important, sir, for data analysis.
all right, all right. I have heard about that, in the data analyst kind of thing that they do ask for a data analyst, but their expectation is you to have understanding of data science as well. Is this
Yes,
correct?
yes, sir.
So do you have the understanding of machine learning as well?
Yes, sir. They have taught some topics like linear regression, logistic regression, and they have taught some algorithms, sir. But when I went to interviews, they didn't ask anything about it. But knowing all the topics is good, no, sir. In DataMites, they have taught all these things.
Yeah, that's correct. Because if you see any of the JD, sometimes they're having the expectation that you should be knowing much more what just
Mm.
a Power BI or Tableau. So, Manohar, I have a question that how did you prepare for this interview? What I mean to say that I know you're a fresher.
Yes, sir.
You're married? No?
No, no, sir. I'm a
Unmarried, right?
2023
Yeah,
B.Tech.
yeah, you're just like into your. Okay, that's
Yes.
fine. So, being a fresher, because one of the challenges of freshers are to get into the job. So, what were your strategies so that you can have the maximum output of the whatever time that you're having for the studies?
Sir, my classroom timing was 12 to 2, sir. After that, whatever the things they have taught in the classroom, I used to get practice, sir, every time in the when I came to the room. And apart from that, I used to do some YouTube videos. I used to watch some YouTube lessons and all the things, and I used to practice regularly, sir.
Okay, so how much time you gave for your studies per day?
Mm. And afternoon session, I will completely give afternoon session, sir. And the morning, sometimes I will give afternoon 3 to 7 like that. I will give, sir.
So, in total, how many hours?
Um, Sometimes a break will come, sir, in afternoons. It is
No,
based on
in in
four,
in, gen-
three,
in
three,
in
4
general,
hours.
I'm asking. In general, how much hour you should give to studies so that you can crack an
Four,
interview of data
four, five
analyst?
hours. I have give 4, 5 hours, sir, daily.
4 or 5 hours your self study or including the classes?
Self study.
So you're talking about the self study. So it's very essential. So if you take it like 4 to 5 hours of yours and then 2 hours of class, so you can say it to be like 7 hours. You can say
Yes,
it to be. That's actually correct. I wanted to hear it from you because it should be known that it's not just about the classes, but you have to literally give like 3 times more effort what you have given in the class. So if you are like two
yes,
hours here, make it like 4, 5 hours, 6 hours self-study. Okay. So how did you prepare your resume?
yes, sir. A bad team has provided some sample resumes. In that, I have picked one resume for freshers, and I have mentioned all the skills which I know, and I have mentioned all the projects which I have done during my internship period, and I have sent to the PAT team, and they cross-checked it, and they told that it is okay, and I'm using that resume from that day onwards.
So uh, what did you put in your resume? Did you put any projects that you have done or you have simply stated about.
I have kept the projects, sir, which I have done during my internship period. I have done 3 projects, sir. That 3 projects I have mentioned, and I have mentioned some analytical skills like linear regression, logistic regression, and I have mentioned the tools which I learned in DataMites. Yes, sir.
Okay, so tools and the projects that what
Yes,
we have mentioned. Great, actually. So three projects were there, right, in your
yes, sir.
resume, and then eventually. Oh, great to know about it. If I ask you, Manohar, can you say any experience, or rather than experience, any challenges that you faced during your study time?
No, sir.
Being a fresher, I mean, any sort of distractions that you got? Because this is not just for you, just for everyone. People have a lot of distractions, and they have to focus. So I want to listen from you.
Uh, I didn't got any distractions, sir. But I used to practice regularly. If I got any doubts, I used to ask them, and I used to ask the teachers, and I didn't got any distractions.
All right. So what's your comment over the social media? Nowadays, people are using more type of social media, giving more time on them. What's your view
Yes.
on this?
Sir, I will also use Instagram, sir. In that, there are some channels like Analytical Hub and all these things. They will post all the questions, sir, which are related to data analyst or data science. They will post some interview questions, and they will send some projects like that, sir. Um, Seeing social media is not a problem
Think the
by
right
watching
thing
in a right way.
means that no matter what, positive and negatives are everywhere. So you have to find positives. That's a
Yes,
great answer, Manohar. To be honest, I was expecting you to say that no, I don't use, but you said the right thing that you do use, but you go for all the things which is anyways going to help you in future. That's
yes.
that's that's absolutely correct. So, um, how much time did you spend in DataMites in total?
In total 2 hours only, sir. Later that I went to my home, and during my project time I used to spend from morning 10 to 12 1 like that, sir.
Well, no, in span, I mean, I'm talking about the full span. How many months you spent in DataMites,
Uh,
basically?
6 months, sir, from October to March.
So that includes your project as well?
Yes, includes project as well.
So including your curriculum and the project, everything got like over in 6 months. No, that's great. So how did you practice?
Sir, SQL questions, Python, in Python they have given some questions, sir. Data match team given some questions,
Hmm,
and in SQL I found in chat GPT, like if there are any comments, I used to give a prompt that give me some questions within these comments like that, and
correct.
I have found some questions on the internet, sir,
Hmm.
um, and the YouTube as well, SQL questions. I used to practice like this, sir. And I told you, no, before, whatever the thing, I will watch it on YouTube. I used to practice that as well, sir.
That is absolutely correct. So we should have like multiple sources of the educational thing so that we can collaboratively work on top of it. That's
Yes.
great. I think we have questions. Sam has a question, Manohar. How many projects have you worked on? Will projects impact our interview?
Sir, they have asked in some interviews. They have asked about projects, sir. I have worked on three projects. They are customer care analysis, medical data test, and automobile insurance complaints rankings. One is a SQL project, and two are Power BI projects, sir.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All right. So we have two questions, one from Anonymous, one from Supriya. Both are having the same kind of question. Did you get any assistance in resume building process from DataMites? Supriya has a question. Anonymous has a question that how was the placement support from DataMites?
Yes, sir. Placement support was good. They will provide a good n number of companies, and their resume. They will suggest some of the templates, sir, resumes, which are ATS friendly resumes, and they will check whether and after filling our information, they will check whether these are okay or not, and they will finalize that resumes.
All right. So that's great to know. Um, So, apart from three projects, did you work any other project of your own as such?
Mm, no, sir.
So you literally just gone through whatever was provided by the data mice team to you.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's actually great. That's actually very, very great. The reason is that we do ask people that what we give this is fine, absolutely fine, but you should never ever stop learning. Since I think you got after data mites placement and everything. How much time after you got this internship?
Sir, on May, I have completed the mock interview, sir. And after that, I used to regularly attend the interviews. Some of the interviews I have attended, and in the December month, I have got this opportunity, sir.
Okay, that's great. Asta has a question to you, Manohar. How can I make my resume better? Everyone wants their resume to be a good, heavy. So, uh, what you did just simply. So I know you have said that. I just mentioned the projects that I have done and tools. Any more tricks and tips that you want to give?
Uh, we should not put any things like graphics, sir. Some of them will put like colors and all the things. We should not put them, and it is like a plain page. Fonts should not be there.
It should be neat and clean. It should
Neat
not
and clean.
having that much of.
And if we do any internship, we should mention that as well.
All right. So we call it to be crystal clear that whatever is
Mm.
there, it is there.
Yes.
We don't have to have flamboyancy and too much of coloring to it. This is what you said. We have another question from LinkedIn for you. It's how many interviews you have attempted?
Sir, I have attempted three, four interviews, sir, like that. My first interview was for business analyst role, sir. In that, they have asked, "Do you have any idea about Scrum?" I don't have any idea about Scrum.
Correct.
So that interview was gone, and the next one is for SQL developer role, sir. In that first round, I have cleared, and in the second round, out of four SQL queries, I have cleared. I have wrote three queries, and I didn't get for further rounds. And in my third interview was data analyst role, sir. In that, I have cleared technical round one. In the technical round two, I didn't got selected. And apart from that, I went for walk-in drive, sir, in
Mm-hmm.
Hyderabad. In that also I have cleared technical rounds, sir, but in the managerial round I didn't clear. And finally, at Roombr company, I have cleared this interviews.
All right. That's great.
Almost five or six, I think.
That's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine because the more interviews you give, the more experience you get, and you get to know what is there. Like you said that somebody asked you that Scrum. I mean,
Mm.
so okay, that's fine. So Tushar has a question from the LinkedIn. Does projects provided by DataMites impact in interview? I think you only said that you just put all those three projects. So
Mm.
did they ask after looking at your
Yes,
project
sir.
regarding question?
Uh, I told you, no, I went for walk-in drive. In that second technical round, they have asked what are the projects you have done, and I have mentioned some analytical skills, no, like linear regression, logistic regression, and they have asked all the things which I have mentioned in the uh, resume. And yes, sir, they have asked almost everyone are asking about projects.
All right. I want to have a question.
Uh,
What's your entry level salary? Of course, we can not gonna discuss about the salary in any of these kind of calls. Sorry, did I interrupt you, Manohar? You were saying
no,
something.
no, sir, no.
No, no. Okay. Do we have any more questions, guys? What is the demand for data analytics? Pritika has asked.
Yes, sir. Data analysts have very demand based on the reports he has generated. According to that, the company or the organization will take the decision. He will plays a key role in the company's success, sir. So they are having a huge demand.
Okay. Okay, Edika Vijay from LinkedIn has question. How many rounds?
They have conducted 2 rounds, sir, in Roombr.
Currently they have completed two rounds. One is technical, one is manager, or
Another one also technical round.
both are technical. Okay,
Yes.
so another technical was taken by the manager.
Yes, sir. Marketing manager.
Oh, marketing manager directly took your interview. Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Any more questions, guys? Right? We don't have any questions from LinkedIn or YouTube. Um, that was actually very nice talking to you, Manohar. Thank you so much. Any final words for our all the aspiring data scientist or data analyst that you want to say from your end?
Mm. Practice the things which are required for data analytics or data science. Regularly practice all the tools and uh, do some projects, real time projects.
That's correct. Practice, practice, and practice. There is no shortcut to it. You have
Yes.
to practice in order to learn. All right. I think Asta has another question. Beside tools, what we will look in data analytics?
Like storytelling and all the things.
So since the name itself is analytics, first thing first, our brain should have that analytical skill so that
Mm.
we can think about what exactly is to be done at the what point of time. So of course, you need to be analytically sounded, and then you should be understanding all the technologies. So once you understand the technology, then we can jump to the tools.
Yes.
Because even if you teach the Power BI, but you do not know what is the data, what's the point
Mm.
of it? All right, I think we have answered good amount of questions, Manohar, and thank you so much, Manohar, for giving us a time. And it was really wonderful to talk to you. All right, guys,
Yes.
so that's all from me and Manohar. Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone. We'll
Thank
meet
you.
in the next success story. Thank you, Manohar.
Thank you.